Hey gang, welcome back to another video. Now back in 2013, I posted a video here of a plug-and-play LED lighting system that I had come up with. Now some of you may have seen this video and some maybe not. So just so we're all on the same page, let's roll that archival footage. Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick little video here to show sort of a new system that I developed that is basically a plug-and-play style LED spot. So here's sort of the body of it, and the LED is already buried down inside the nozzle, and it's connected with an RCA connection. So basically just plug it in there, take the other end, plug it into power brick, and there it goes. And so the terminal is basically, it's a series of RCA plugs, and they're all wired together on the back, reds with reds, blacks with blacks, and then they are connected to a 12 volt regulated power supply with 5 amps. And that's that. Now, while this system's done really well for us all these years, there is no week that goes by that I don't get a question asking where to find the parts and how do I deal with weatherproofing. So in this video, I'm going to tackle answering both of those questions by creating a brand new lighting system that I think should stand the test of time. So let's get to it. Before we jump in, let's start with the parts needed for this build. I have a few female 2-pin 24-gauge waterproof IP65 cables, a waterproof gang box with strain relief fittings, a 12-volt 5-amp power supply, and a barrel connector adapter. The first thing we'll need to do is to prep our 2-pin cables. I'll use my wire strippers to remove about an inch from the end of these cables, and then we'll use a lighter to soften the wire's protective coating before removing it. Because these wires are so thin, I find that it's easier to use this method than to try and use my wire strippers. Now it should go without saying, but be sure to use caution when working with fire and electrical. Once I have all of my cables prepped, it's time to thread them through the strain relief and then twist all of the similar wires together. Then I can feed them into the gang box. As you can see, this is a tight fit, and I was only able to get 4 cables through the strain relief. You may be able to find a larger fitting if you want more lines coming from your power supply. The next step is to prep and install the barrel connector inside the gang box, and join the wires using a few wire nuts. I decided to go with this approach to have the option to salvage the fully intact power supply should I need it for a future project. If that's not a concern for you, remove the barrel adapter and 2 wires, then clip off the barrel connector from the power supply and wire it directly to the 2-pin cables. The last thing to do is to thread the end of our power supply through the fitting, plug it into the adapter, tighten the strain relief, and close up the box. Oh, and add a sticker too. And here's the finished power box. 4 waterproof cables out, plus the box I chose has mounting points to keep it secure. Now let's talk about cable runs and adapters. You can get a variety of lengths of 2-pin cables to fit your setup. And as you can see, connecting them is pretty simple. It's not as fast as the RCA connector version, but these won't rust out over time either. There's also Y adapters as well as these T connectors, which you can assemble in whatever configuration you need using the 2 small terminals inside of each leg. Since our haunt is typically the same layout every year, I'll be adding these T connectors to align with each of our tombstones, essentially connecting them together like this. This setup will allow me to have 2 outlets for each tombstone, one for an LED spotlight and the other for an LED candle. And if I need more outlets, I can add in an additional splitter. So there you have it. I've solved for all the problems that I've noticed over years of using this system by swapping out some of the parts to things that are a bit more durable and designed for outdoor use. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, but most importantly, go make something.